What is Alex doing on a Sunday morning in Madrid? Okay, this place is a lot bigger than I thought. We're here for about 2 hours now. I didn't buy anything for myself, but if you're ever in Madrid and you want to check this out, it happens every Sunday morning until around 3 p.m. or so, and it's called El Rastro de Madrid. I don't always do this, but when I do, I'm very good at it. Just like with most European capitals, depending on what's your scope and duration of visit, you can get different things out of Madrid. If you want to come and party all night, Fiesta is with you from Monday to Sunday. If you care about culture and art, you can spend days in the museums they have here. But you know, there's also the food aspect. Let's say you love pizza, and first time you travel to Italy, you have a pizza in Italy and you're like, damn, I just had a pizza in Italy. Well, that's how I feel about jamón, lomo, chorizo, salchichón, and not to mention churros. And please don't judge me for vegan or vegetarian. I don't judge you. In my opinion, the city has very nice architecture, and I'm a bit sad I didn't bring my drone with me because it would have been pretty cool to take some aerial shots. But I may have found a way to do that.
Baby, we'll fly to Madrid. Wanna get away one night or two. Madrid, go outside, forget me and you. Fall in love one time, 2 times.
You know, when I was little, I would associate this kind of cabins with the mountains, because that's where we have them in Romania. But then I started traveling and I saw them in Hungary, I saw them in Singapore, and I realized it's just a cool and cheap way to cross the city. Good for you, Madrid, good for you. You gotta stay hydrated. As nice as the telecabin ride was, there's not much to do in this part of the city, except for an amusement park and a zoo, which we're not gonna visit today. We just had a drink next to the lake, but now we gotta go back to the city to get some tapas. On my way to tapas! No tapas. I got a burrito. So I don't know about you, but when I travel, I try to bring back home certain things that country or city is known for. It helps me to maybe extend my vacation a little bit. I feel like I'm still on vacation when I'm back home. From Vietnam, I brought home a lot of coffee. From Cambodia, apparently they're known for their amazing pepper, so I had to get some. And now obviously I have a list of things I want to buy from Spain as well. And if you haven't guessed already what I want to buy, I'll show you in a minute. But again, vegetarians and vegans, don't judge me. I think this is it. I also have this thing where I have to try the local beer or local wine whenever I travel. Don't worry, I'm not an alcoholic. Estrella Galicia. It's obviously Spanish and apparently after over 100 years, still family owned. I may have gone a bit overboard with the food though. Lomo, more lomo. Guess what? Lomo, salchichon, and chorizo. More lomo. Oh hey, some lomo and some jamon. But that's not it. And some cheese. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This guy is huge. And look, I know there may be some vegetarians and vegans subscribed to this channel, and I still want to be friends. But in all seriousness, if you're not a vegan or a vegetarian and you come to Spain, if you're not taking home, at least try here the local dried meat and the cheese. That's just a no-brainer. I think I'm gonna go out. It's 5 o'clock now and siesta is almost over. And if you don't know what siesta is, the word siesta is a Spanish term that comes from the Latin phrase hora sexta, or the 6th hour, indicating a midday rest 6 hours after awakening. Most closely associated with Spanish culture, the siesta takes place in the afternoon. Now, I've looked this up and apparently about 60% of Spaniards don't do this siesta anymore. It was more common back in the day when more or less everyone was working their land, and within the very warm hours of the day they would just go home and take a nap and come back on the field and keep working the land. But because of that, the culture here in this part of Europe is a bit different than the rest. Let's say you live up north and you go to the restaurant and you want to have dinner at 10 p.m. They're gonna look weird at you. Here, it's pretty normal. In fact, if you show up at 8, it means you're really hungry. Anyway, love it or hate it, this Spanish siesta tradition has deep roots in the Spanish culture, and the ones that still follow it today take it pretty seriously. In fact, I'll challenge you to Google this and you'll find a lot of pros and cons to this tradition. It's actually not only the Spanish people that do this. I don't know, I find it pretty interesting, and I think if I would have to live here, it would take me a while, but eventually I'll just get used to it. When I came to Denmark, they were like, 37-hour work week? Yes, sir! Fun fact, the temple behind me is an old Egyptian temple gifted by the Egyptians to the Spaniards as a gift for their efforts in saving the Abu Simbel temples. I also took advantage of Primark and bought a Scooby-Doo shirt. I'm almost 32. Sue me. My last couple of hours here in Madrid, there's one thing I don't want to miss out on. This is typical to Madrid. However, I saw how it looks and I don't have a good feeling about this. Bocadillo de calamares.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
Let's see. Very dry. So the bread, fine. The calamar, great. But together, they're very dry. Like, I feel like either I need some sauce in it or something to drink after every single bite. I'm honestly not gonna try this again, but I also don't want to offend anyone's taste, so you do you. I do me. Okay, small tips before we end this vlog. Number 1, just because a restaurant is open doesn't mean the kitchen is open as well. So you might want to get some tapas at noon, but they're only gonna serve drinks. Speaking of drinks, apparently it's fine to start having alcohol at lunch here. I like it. And the last one, just because a restaurant looks fancy, it does not mean that's where you'll get the best food from. Oh yeah, and pro tip, if you come to Spain, just bring sunglasses. Don't be like me. For your lens also. Okay, cool. I hope you liked this vlog, and please stay tuned for next week because there's one more thing from Spain coming up. Hasta luego!